of course, head coach Chris Mooney. Coach, if you'll come down closest to me down here.
Yes.
And as we have done for our other press conferences, we'll ask the coach for an opening statement, and then we'll go to questions first for the student athletes.
Thank you. Well, obviously I'm pleased with the win. Those games can be difficult sometimes and challenging. And but I thought that we hung in there. We missed a ton of shots. We finished with 18 assists, 5 turnovers, 14 offensive rebounds. Those are great numbers. But we missed so many shots, and when they played zone, it's tough to just continue to score 2-point baskets as the zone shrinks. But I thought we were resilient and continued to fight, and probably played one of our best defensive games of the year. So proud of our group and looking forward to playing tomorrow.
Questions for student athletes? Yes, gentleman right here.
Nathan, kind of take me through what was kind of going through your head toward the end of that game. 2 free throws tied the game up. You guys kind of raced down the court quickly. Ball's in your hands with 2 seconds to go. I mean, what's kind of going through your head at that point?
Oh, I mean, the ball was in Gilly's hands. He just, beat everyone down the court, and he usually gets that pass to me down near the basket. So I was just trying to get ready to try and shoot as quickly as I can.
Questions?
Hey, Chris.
Oh,
sorry. Chris, Jake Shorts, Voice of Reason. First off, great to see you again as always. What's it like being back here in the East Coast, or at least in the Northeast? You come back here, you grew up in the Philadelphia area, to be able to be around your family and of course, to get a win today and to play tomorrow. What's that feeling like?
Well, it feels great to win. Obviously we were so concerned with our preparation and how we're trying to play the game that we focus on those things. But it's great to be here. I think it's great that the A-10 has us here, and Brooklyn's been a great host. And most importantly, we're excited about playing tomorrow.
Questions for the student athletes? Yes.
Yeah, Jacob, you didn't have any timeouts, obviously. What was your thought as you're coming down the court?
Just to get a shot off, obviously. We couldn't turn it over. We couldn't afford a turnover right there. We just had to get something going towards the cup because our threes weren't falling. So just trying to make sure we get a shot off.
Did you know that guy was going to be there?
I assumed he'd be there naturally. He's usually floating around down there somewhere, so I just found him luckily.
Other questions for the student athletes? Yes, sir.
This one is for Nathan. Again, this was a physical basketball game from start to finish. Did you ever picture yourself to be, I guess, in this type of moment? I mean, were you thinking to yourself, this is what I signed up for, watching these games as a kid, and then now you're the guy that takes that last shot and wins it pretty much with no time left?
I'm always ready to play any game.
Short and sweet, man. That's what you get with Nate.
Any final questions for the student athletes? Anyone? Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah, I guess what do you do to keep things moving when the shots aren't falling like they are? How do you keep the faith going?
You want to answer this one?
No, you go.
You just got to grind it out. Usually, this whole year, when we haven't scored a lot or shots haven't been falling, we've come up short in those games. That's probably just because we don't get stops. So today we just had to grind it out and try and get stops on the defensive end, and it worked out for us today.
Gentlemen, thank you. We'll let you go back to the locker room. For those of you who need additional player interviews, you may want to head that way. And we'll take further questions for Coach Mooney. Right here at the front.
Hey, Coach Paul Burmeister, NBC Sports. Quick turnaround between the game tonight and tomorrow, obviously without a lot of preparation for getting ready for St. Louis. So what will your night be like and what will your morning be like?
So, one thing that's pretty good is it's not that we're in the late game tomorrow. So we're pleased with that. At least we'll have some time, not quite a day off, but we'll have some time. And then we'll probably meet maybe 3 times during the course of the day tomorrow. So we'll be together tonight, start to introduce the scouting report and St. Louis and things like that, and then probably breakfast, midday, and pregame meal tomorrow. We'll meet. We considered maybe going to a gym to do a walkthrough, but it takes a long time to get to the gym from the hotel. So I think we'll stay in the hotel, use the ballroom, and probably have 3 meetings during the course of the day tomorrow.
Questions for Coach? Yes, sir.
You mentioned that Grant Golden's been your leading scorer. I think you said this to me at Media Day, that you were really counting on Grant. Today was kind of an up and down type day. What are the things you're expecting out of him against St. Louis tomorrow?
Well, Grant's a great player. I mean, he's already passed 1,000 points in his sophomore season. I think in conference game, I think he finished 5th in assists, which is incredible for a 6'10" guy. And today he had 7 assists, no turnovers, played a good defensive game. He didn't make shots like the rest of us, but he played a great game tonight, and we'll expect him to be great tomorrow because, we certainly need him to be.
Obviously, playing in a first-round game is not ideal for most coaches, but to be able to kind of have that upper hand when you win a game, to sort of be a little bit more comfortable in that court tomorrow, whereas St. Louis is getting their first run at it. I mean, do you feel like there's a big difference when it comes to that kind of situation?
Well, I think there is a little bit of an advantage. We've been in there. Tomorrow will be much more normal for us. We're recovery, we're meeting, we're talking about the game, maybe a little bit more familiar when we take the court. But I don't think that lasts very long. I think it's a good thing for our mindset and a good thing to look forward to. But I don't know if it'll last very long. We're going to have to execute and play well against a really good and tough St. Louis team.
Questions?
No, this isn't the first time you've addressed free throws after a game this year, but what's it do for your team, and what do you try to communicate here on a short turnaround to get that going for tomorrow?
Well, I mean, it's really, it's been something that has really plagued us. We have not shot great from the free throw line, and it has cost us in some games and almost cost us today. So, you go back and forth between stressing it, emphasizing it, practicing it, and then sometimes, kind of ignoring it or knowing that it'll get better or hoping that it'll get better and giving the guys confidence. But it's, that's not a good, there weren't many free throws tonight, and to only convert 4 of 11, that's a recipe for not doing too well.
Thank you. Yes, Coach. During the last time out, did you set up something, or did you just give the ball to Jacob and just let him go?
That's what I should have done. But we had called a play in the previous timeout that we didn't get to run because they missed the foul shot and Grant got fouled. And so we decided to run the same play, which was to try to give Jacob a little bit of an opening in the zone and have the guy who sets a screen flare out. But, he was able to just get through there. He's incredibly quick and a great passer, and made a great pass to Nate.
Coach, thank you very much.
Thank you.
We'll let him go back to the locker room if you need further interviews with Richmond, and we will have Fordham in here momentarily. Of course, is head coach Jeff Neubauer. Coach, if you'll come down closest to me. Nick Honor and Antoine Portley. We will take an opening statement from Jeff, and then we'll take your questions for the student athletes.
Our team's effort this afternoon was really, really good, just like it's been all year. This group has really competed. Unfortunately, we ended up, we've been in a lot of close games. We won several of them, but this one's going to hurt. Really proud of our group. These two guys sitting next to me battled their tails off. Our defense was really effective. We really got the game to play out the way we wanted it to at the defensive end, and we had a chance.
Questions for the players? Anyone? Yes, right here.
Antoine, just for you, 3 of 4 from 3, those last shots, big shots, and then you go to the line and in a situation, what's going on in your head knowing that how important those free throws are?
I just know the game's on line. Just really trying to stay focused. Just focus more on your form than more about just the scoreboard and stuff like that. So when I went to the line, when I was taking my shots, I was just really focusing on my form, and just glad that my last couple threes fell in from good looks, wide open shots from my teammates.
And Nick, just for you, all rookie selection yesterday. Do you have thoughts on that and what that means to you personally?
I just give all my credit to God. Yeah, he's just blessing me every day. So just thankful for that. To be honest with you, the W's are way more than all rookie team. So much rather we got the W.
Are there questions for the student athletes? That one right behind you there.
This one will go for both you guys, but obviously you guys struggled as a team this season. I guess, like Jeff, you can ask this as well, but how do you look at a season like this when individually you guys both made big strides as players, but in the end it falls short?
I'll just say the season was, for 2 words, is like growing pains. We basically have a new team and just trying to get more wins. So definitely a learning curve, and I definitely believe we can be a tournament team next year. So we just have to keep working, keep doing what we do.
Anybody else? No. All right. At that, we're going to let the student athletes go back to their locker room. Gentlemen, thank you very much. If you want further interviews with the players, please head that way. And now we'll take some final questions for the coach. Anyone? Sir.
Coach, shooting 25% in the first half and then 44% in the second half. What was the adjustment that saw that kind of offensive success?
Yeah. We were much more aggressive on the ball screens, so we had more of a blast mentality. In the second half, we were probing too much, and it didn't create any ignition for us. So just the fact that we were much more aggressive driving the ball off of ball screens created better opportunities. Jackson, to answer your question, the way I look at this season is that our guys really competed. And I mean exactly what I said earlier. We were in a ton of close games. And so I think the growing pains answer from Nick is a really good one. And this team will benefit from all the experience that we had this year.
Questions? Right behind him in a second. Okay, when you're done, if you'll pass it back.
Coach, Onyemaechi got in foul trouble early, and he picked up his 5th foul within 57 seconds remaining. What do you make of him today?
Yeah, Onye had a really good afternoon. So I know he didn't score the ball very much, but he was a presence around the basket. And you look at the fact that Richmond only scored 52 points. A lot of it had to do with the fact that Onye and Chuba were athletic presences around the hoop. Really proud of Onye. He had some great moments earlier in the year, and then he kind of plateaued. And today was a good afternoon for him.
Coach, what do you make of your team's effort on Golden and Gilliard? Obviously, they're two guys you highlight when you come into this game, and both of them had tough nights from the field. And then how tough is it to stop, in addition to Golden, KO, who really had a good game, and they're playing off each other, where they play high-low. How difficult is it to stop them both?
Yeah, so this is the best that we've guarded Richmond in 4 years. We beat them last year, and our defense last year in Rose Hill Gym was really good. But this is the best. We did make a decision that we were going to put KO in scoring situations, and he scored 15 points, and he is a terrific player. He's going to be even better. But as a coaching staff, this is how we wanted the game to play out at that end of the court. We just didn't score enough buckets at the offensive end.
And how much did it hurt you once you fouled out of that game? Because you had the two shot blockers, one to help on the weak side when you crowded Golden, and didn't have that once AC fouled out.
Yeah, so I don't remember. Obviously, I remember the final possession. Maybe having Onye in there helps, having Onye and Chuba. But, for us to get as many minutes as we did out of Onye today, for Chris Downing to step in and give us 4 really good minutes, I'm really proud of our center position.
Is there a final question? Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Coach, just tell us about what it's like to be here as one of the local team to represent New York and to be able to play at a conference like the Atlantic 10.
This is a great venue, and that's regardless of where your team is from. To play in Barclays is really cool. And I think for our freshmen who came in here today for the first time, and they were wide-eyed, they were in awe, and it's a great venue to have our tournament. We're very lucky to be here in New York, and I'm very lucky to coach in New York, so thank you.
Thank you, Coach. We'll let him get back to his locker room if you need further interviews. Thank you all for coming on the first day.